How are you?
I'm doing great, man. Great.
Yeah.
I have no complaints in life right now, as I'm sure you can imagine.
Yeah, I mean, it's all right to say you got back from your honeymoon, you just won a World Series,
Yeah.
you don't have a beard, you're like the whole ball of wax.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, no, we're just got my kids back from getting back from the honeymoon too, so the whole family's together. We're having some time right now.
How long did you grow that beard for?
So I started in spring training, and then like right before spring training ended, I trained a little bit. And when I was with the Sox still, we had John Brebbia, and I've known for his mountain like crazy beards. He's trying to get the whole bullpen to just be like, look, I'm gonna go all season and not touch this thing. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. I think I made it. I think I made like all-star break before I started trying to shape mine up because it was just looking horrendous. But yeah, he was the one that inspired me to grow it long. And then yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you, I was ready for that last pitch of the season to cut this thing off.
So how quick? All right, so give me the hours or minutes between when you had that last pitch and you cut off your beard.
So it probably would have been a lot quicker, but New York. So we were celebrating pretty hard. I think we got on the plane at like 5 after that game, made it back, and I'm not sure exactly what time we got back, but then I slept like crazy and it was as soon as I woke up. So it was midday the next day after winning it.
All right, that's fair. So less than 24 hours. Less than 20. Yeah. So good for you. You should have put it in a bag and sold it for charity. I mean,
I don't know if anybody wants that.
Hey, all right. First rule of being a world champion: everybody wants everything, right?
Yeah, that's probably true. I saw Gratterall giving away Yankee Stadium. I don't know if you saw that. Yeah, that's pretty funny.
And the beer can that hit Daniel Hudson's wife in the head, it's going on eBay. Did you hear about that?
No way. No. I mean, I know she got hit in the head. I didn't put in the can on eBay.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. The can isn't on eBay. But
dude, that wouldn't surprise me, to be honest.
No, we wouldn't do that. We frown upon such things. I'm gonna go to a moment in the World Series where we talked in passing about how far like you came as a pitcher. And it was a time that you had given up the home run to Verdugo, right? Mm-hmm. And the reason is because a lot was going on. You settled down. You got the last out in this chaotic atmosphere, right? I mean, this is I'm going to build you up right now. That I've seen that situation spiral on a lot of guys, man. Like the biggest stage and everything else. But that I don't know if you look at it that way, but that I was really, really impressed about how you, after that home run, you settled down, you got the last out, you know, that whole thing.
So that I think that I had some good outings in the postseason. That wasn't one of my best. I think I'll remember that one the most, and not because I closed out the game, because it was a reflection of my season all in one game. I had games here in the year when I was with the White Sox. I'd give up a homer, and that would turn into 2 homers, a double. It would spiral, like you're saying. And I had games. It was just like I would try to stay away from a bat after that. I'd end up walking guys and getting myself. Then you got to go to the pen again when you're supposed to be thinking about the game being over, and then you put the pressure on somebody else. And you know how the game goes.
Yeah.
Like, and I saw that happen over with my own game. And so to have that moment of my career, to be thrown in the 9th inning of a World Series game, and then just that happened, can't do anything about it. Let's get the next guy. I think, and I don't want to like pat myself on the back and speak to my growth, but it was just like if I experienced all that like heartbreak of games earlier in the season, probably would have like tried to grasp onto that harder. And like sometimes you just have to let go, you know. And that was what that game was for me. Is like I have my pitches. Everybody knows what's coming. It's either a fastball or a cutter.
Yeah.
More than likely a fastball.
Yeah.
So I can either worry about it or I can throw my pitch. And so it ended up being just one of those moments where I was like, I was almost happy to get it over with. I didn't want to blow a game, but it was like, all right, 2-run homer in Yankee Stadium. That's as bad as it's gonna get there. Or I could let it get worse. But it's like that was like the nightmare. As soon as it passed, it was like, all right, we're here again.
It was like, oh, it's a microcosm. There's like, they go. My instincts were keen. It was a microcosm of what we're talking about, right? Like,
yeah.
And also just to control the emotion, because again, you were riled up. You throw in the 100-mile-an-hour, like every pitch to Verdu goes 100, 100, because you're riled up. And then Muncy comes in, settles you down, whatever. You settle yourself down, and so I'm glad that, again, I may have like actually characterized this correctly, because for me that's how it hit. So I'm glad it.
Yeah. And like it was also a check for me for a couple of reasons. Like, when Muncy came up there, and he's not the only one that did it. Miggy came up to me from shortstop in the postseason at one point, and then he may have also done that to me in the year. Usually, when a position player comes up to me on the mound, I'm like, what are we going to be talking about here? But those guys, like, they handled it the right way. They approached it the right way. And you knew that I knew in that moment that they cared about me settling down, because we as a team needed to win the game. Like, all right, they have the right perspective. I need to put myself in the right perspective. So that was really cool to see how they were kind of come up and just like be good teammates in that moment. But like, I don't think people like appreciate that in the moment. A lot of times they see a position player come up and, man, I really didn't want to say names here. All right, I'm going to just say it. Rizzo make hundreds of mound visits in the World Series game. And like, you can almost see it in pitchers' faces. It's like, what could they be talking about right now? Like, we had a running joke in the bullpen of Rizzo visits remaining. And because it was like every time there was a visit, it was Rizzo. But anyway, to put in perspective of like how it was for us, it was like our guys were doing it at the right time, and they were doing it because they cared about putting everything in the right perspective. It was that. And then the second thing was that moment, like, I needed that moment because I kept looking for. So the second thing, like, to have, like, I don't even think consciously, but like subconsciously, I have my moment in the World Series. Like, best outing I've ever had, strike out the side, 10 pitches on all fastballs over 102 miles an hour. Like it was. And it was like, that's not how this game works. Like, you don't just all of a sudden best performance of your life in the postseason. Like, you build up to that and you earn it. And like, some people have chances in the postseason. I'm not saying that doesn't happen, but like, we're playing their best team in the world at the time. And so it kind of checked me, and I was like, the purpose is to win. It's not to like go out there and have my moment. And honestly, like, that was a cool thing for me to realize, is because I had almost like lost perspective of things because I wanted so badly to be a successful postseason player. But what I knew deep down that I wanted more was a series ring. So like when I said earlier, like, I needed that moment to happen, that's what I mean. Like, I needed it to happen, because for me it was like, all right, now we go. Like, this is it.
Well, another example is the fact the last game, right? So you come in what, the fourth inning? Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
So fourth inning, this isn't how jamokes like me were saying, oh, what's it going to be like if you close out the World Series and, how react and everything else like that. But, this is like, oh, this could be the closing out game, but you're down 5-0 and you're coming in the fourth inning and well, this isn't exactly how you probably pictured it on media day at the World Series, right? But still, how important, it was important. This is, again, what we're talking about. It might not be the script, but that doesn't mean it doesn't carry the same level of importance, because what you did was you paved the way for ultimately the biggest inning of the Dodgers season. Like, that's what happened. And then it was the Fat Joe curse and, all that. So,
no, I thought about that a lot, actually, because like, man, I shouldn't say this, but I've already somebody. That's the first time, because once I got over there, that I wasn't just the ninth inning guy anymore. I'd been the ninth inning guy, or eighth or ninth inning guy with the White Sox, and I knew that I needed to be ready from like much earlier on. Like, it could be the ninth, but it could also be the fifth you know. So I took pride to the Dodgers of just being prepared to pitch. And I did that. I honestly did it well all the way through until Game 5 World Series.
Until what do you say? Until game what?
Game 5 of the World Series.
Game 5 of the World Series. Yeah.
It was like everything kind of like seemed like it would have been creating this perfect storm. Like the game before, we had a bullpen game. Guys have been used. It didn't go the way we wanted it to. The next day, it was like, all right, we've got just these arms available. The guys that we've used in leverage spots, we're going to try to use in leverage spots. So we're expecting, me, Vest, Banda, try at the end, or something like that. And we're like, all right, we're gonna be kind of working up the way that we have in the past. And it's like things kind of hit the fan a little bit earlier than we're expected to. And so it's like, all right, how's this gonna play out? We're gonna go back to one guy that we've already used recently. I'm still thinking this stuff out in my head when I'm about to go to the bathroom, and as soon as the door closes behind me, they're like, Kopech, thing. I was like, so I give you like a little behind the curtain peek.
Yeah.
I usually go and I go empty the tank so I'm not feeling jittery on the mound. Go do some stretching, some plyos, and then I spend like a minute or two in like quiet where I'm praying. I'm thinking about what I need to be doing. I did a little bit of time in quiet. And then I get up and I'm ready to go. I hadn't done any of it. I didn't even go to the bathroom when he said my name. So I pick up a ball, a shot at all, and you can ask almost any of the guys in the bullpen. My typical first throw is about 50 over the catcher's head. And sure enough, that one was the same. So I was like, all right, we're on track at least. And then I settled in and I got but because it was like the moment kind of took over the need to be routine based and the need to be prepared, I kind of felt like I was playing, and also like things kind of being ugly in the first couple innings. I knew that the momentum that they had was going to be kind of like letting off the gas, right?
Mm-hmm. So you're basically just saying like how like it was just by the time you got in there, it was just okay. We're just throwing, right?
Yeah. We're just going. Like this is baseball. This is because at the essence of all of baseball, you break down mechanics and you break down the throw and you look at the metrics and you look at the statistics. At the essence of all of it, what makes the game beautiful is it's the competition. Like who's competing harder? Like you can, and the thing is, like on any given day, that can come out the opposite end. So it's just like I'm gonna go out there and compete with a little bit of preparedness that I have and just see what happens. It ended up working out, and we went back into that game with a 0 on the board for that inning, and that's the lineup we have to do. And they didn't even do it in the way that they usually do it. It wasn't like homer, here we go.
No. As Joe said, Fat Joe came on the scoreboard, then the Yankees started playing Yankees baseball. That's what he said. So
yeah,
but I mean, it was just like an inning, Michael, that like we just will never forget. Like that, it was, and you're back in the dugout, right? I mean, you pitched.
Yeah,
you're back in the dugout. You're probably, I don't know, like how you're feeling compared to other times you've come out, but you're like, okay, let's go. But it's hard to say let's go when you're down 5-0.
I tell you what, I said because we did a little chat with Mookie.
Yeah, I saw that.
Did you?
Well, I saw the clips. Yeah, I saw. My wife just said, "What is Kike Hernandez wearing? He's wearing like a sweater for his pants." Anyway, that was my takeaway. But go ahead.
I couldn't pull off what Kike wears, so I won't comment on it. But no, so he was talking about it. Mookie was, and I was sitting there like reflecting on it, and that was the most I've ever felt a team in my life, whether it was a high school team that I played on that was just way better than the other team or what have you. It's the most I've ever felt a team when I came into the dugout being down by how much we were down. There's still fight. Like the energy in the dugout. And it wasn't because guys were being loud. It was because guys were and you could see it. Like these guys are like seeing blood right now. And so I came in and I was like, something's going to happen. So I didn't plan on leaving the dugout until saw whatever happened. And usually like a innings kind of playing out like that, I probably, if it's a long inning, I'd probably go in and I'd start my routine. And then, postseason, I still would have come back out. Like I'm not going to be anywhere but the dugout. But I got the dugout. I was like, I'm not going in and do my arm care. I'm watching this game play out. And then it was just
that's amazing. That's amazing that your instincts told you to stay there. Like
I wouldn't even say it's my instincts. I would just say it was the energy of the team. And that was what I felt the whole year. Like I didn't get to see the interrelationships of everybody all the way back to spring training and everything. I heard everyone say things like this team was special. This team was special. That's the thing that stood out to me in my 2.5 months that I was there, or close to 3 or whatever it ended up being. What was special about that team, we never seemed like we were out of a game. The energy was always just like, we're that good that the scoreboard isn't going to dictate the game. We're going to dictate the game. And so that was a perfect example of one of those games, and happened to capture that whole season.
It's awesome, man. Well, I appreciate it. So we'll put this on the power rankings of payoffs, all-inclusive honeymoon, sun-hitting pine cones, world championship, somewhere down the line, this podcast.
ご視聴ありがとうございました。チャンネル登録と高評価よろしくお願いします。